Are you a training developer who's on a journey to create competency-based training? Or maybe you're an employer who wishes to set up a competence management framework. Or perhaps you're a government program manager who seeks to update national occupational standards or put forth a national certification program. If you're one of these people, this short video may be of interest to you. Let me take a few minutes of your time to talk to you about the DACUM model. DACUM is an acronym for Developing a Curriculum. It is a cost-effective model for identifying, developing, and managing competence. But before we go any further, let's clarify the meaning of competence. A competence is the demonstrated ability, including knowledge, skills, and attitudes, to perform a task successfully according to an established standard. There are three components to the DACUM model: facilitating an occupational or competency analysis called a DACUM Analysis, developing competency-based programs, and administering competency-based programs. The last two components are derived from the DACUM Analysis. In fact, the DACUM Analysis is the foundation of the DACUM model. A DACUM analysis is the outcome of a structured consultation with a group of 7 to 15 highly competent workers in the occupation or function that is the object of the analysis. We call these highly competent workers expert practitioners. The basic tenets of the DACUM analysis are that expert practitioners can describe the required competencies for their occupation more accurately than anyone else. An effective way to describe an occupation is to define the tasks that an expert practitioner performs. And in order to be performed correctly, all tasks demand certain knowledge, skills, and attitudes. The expert practitioners spend 2 to 3 days together with one goal in mind: to identify all the competencies which pertain to their occupation. The expert practitioners are not left to their own devices. Throughout the DACUM analysis, they are closely guided by a process expert, the CVA-certified DACUM facilitator. The last person, but certainly not the least, who participates in the DACUM analysis is the card writer. The card writer writes on cards all of the competency statements determined by the expert practitioners. Now let's glance over the 4 key steps to produce a DACUM analysis. In the first key step, the expert practitioners describe the broad duties of their occupation. These are what we call general areas of competencies, or GACs in DACUM speak. There are 2 types of GACs: areas of professional and technical competencies, which reflect the major duties or responsibilities of the occupation, and areas of non-occupation specific competencies, which we also call transversal competencies. Once a GAC is agreed upon, the card on which it is written is put on the wall for all to see. Most occupations have between 8 and 15 general areas of competencies. The expert practitioners then break down each GAC into a series of specific competencies. The third key step involves the panel of expert practitioners reviewing the work to fine-tune their analysis. Is each statement clearly worded? Are there redundancies? And have we omitted anything? And finally, as a last key step, the panel sequences in a logical fashion the GACs and then the competency statements within each GAC. The purpose of this step is to ensure that the sequencing makes good common sense for anyone familiar with the occupation. When all is said and done and the DACUM analysis is reproduced in its orderly version, the result is a DACUM chart of competencies that looks somewhat like this. You're probably wondering right now, is a DACUM analysis really worth the effort? It definitely is, considering all of its applications: developing competency-based training programs, identifying an organization's core competencies, recruiting personnel, creating job profiles and descriptions, identifying development needs, training coaches and mentors, designing and administering competency-based career and succession planning programs, designing and administering performance management programs. Now, if that's not return on investment. A DACUM analysis is quite simply the easiest and most efficient method in existence.